Okay, let's get started. I want to welcome everybody to our August Solidarity session. Thank you very much for all being here. As I said, we're going to change the format here. We've had the same format since March of 2024, but we're going to change it up tonight because we've got two guests I wanted to introduce that have joined us for the first time. And then after that, we're going to have our guest speakers from NAGA explain to us about NAGA's new program. But first, I want to introduce two guests that are joining us tonight, just so that everybody can meet them, and they'll probably join us in a future meeting, but I'll just give you some background. First, if you remember, we took a strong position regarding Mayor Mondami leaving off the Little Italy from the map of New York, the ethnic map. And I was very pleased that I was invited to be on a podcast with Rabbi Daniel Schonbuch, who's joined us tonight. And, we're striving, as I said from the beginning here, for unity and not division. And I think it's excellent that the rabbi could join us tonight. Rabbi, if you could say hello to everyone.
Good evening, everybody. And Andre, thank you so much for inviting me to meet with your group. It was a pleasure having the chance to interview you sometime in the summer. I think it was about a month or so ago.
Correct.
And I think it was because I saw you made a video, either on YouTube or published an article. And you just see the power of social media. You just get out there and say, you speak your mind. People listen, and I connected to you. So I really appreciate you joining my show and talking about. There's some type of feedback here. I don't know why.
Yeah, somebody's got a feedback.
And really talking about an issue which affects our communities. I mean, I was born in the Bronx, and I had the honor of my grandparents lived in Pelham Parkway, and we lived with a really nice Italian community. And I don't know how much time you want me to talk later. I don't think Becky wants to present, but
Right.
so I grew up very close to the Italian community, and it was a very honored thing for me growing up in the neighborhoods I grew up in. And I think we have a lot of common interests, and I think Mamdani has exposed that when he tried to get rid of Little Italy on his map, and I think it's a serious threat. So thank you for having me tonight, and I'm happy to talk as much or as little as you want. So.
Oh, no, that's good, Rabbi. Sure, we'll have a little bit more later on. We do want to get to our presentation, but I do want to say that the Rabbi has a very popular podcast. And after I was on that, I got a number of emails and phone calls, and he also got some great comments on that specific podcast. So we appreciate it. And, I think this goes in with our premise of unity and not division, and that's why we welcome you. Mondami did leave off Little Italy, but also the Jewish and the Irish communities. So that's why we took a stand actually for all of us. So thank you for helping us spread the word about it. Thank you, Rabbi.
Pleasure.
Okay, next up, I want to introduce another special guest that we have tonight, welcoming him for the first time on the call. And this was thanks to Josephine Mayetta, who's been on our call regularly every month. And that's the Assemblyman for the 49th District of New York, Assemblyman Lester Chang is with us tonight. And actually, his district encompasses where I was born in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. So although I'm not in New Jersey, I feel like he's still my assemblyman. So we appreciate that. But the reason that Assemblyman Chang is with us tonight, I think you could realize he's not an Italian American, but what he's working on right now is really important for all Italian Americans and actually for our Native American friends as well. And that's because he's working on something that's really something that strives for our unity and not division. And that's why I'm so glad that he's here tonight. So the Assemblyman, if you have not heard, is working on getting a statue of Columbus put up in Brooklyn. And this is really kind of a breakthrough situation, having somebody that's not of Italian heritage that's doing something so visible and important for our heritage. So, Assemblyman, thank you very much for being on the call tonight. If you could please say hello to everyone and just give everybody a brief discussion of what you've been working on.
Thank you, Andre. Can you hear me all?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Great. I can see Andre, behind you. There's a little statue of Columbus, I noticed.
Yeah, and that's actually made after the one that's in Columbus Circle in New York. That's a replica.
Okay, very similar we have like that. Okay, so a little bit of history. I'm born in Chinatown. Okay, and Canal Street, one side is Chinese, the other side is Italian. My father came to this country 100 years ago. He born 1910, so that's quite a while. And in Chinatown, even that time is very small. Opportunities for work is very, very limited. My father able to find a work up in Liberty, New York, and happened to work in an Italian restaurant, believe it or not. So worked there for a little while, and then brought my mother over, and I was born in Chinatown. And later on, he bought a Chinese restaurant just up in Harlem, and to work on it. Even my mom says my father cooks better Italian food than Chinese food, believe it or not. So I have to thank the Italian communities, help my father get his start in life in America. So I have to be thankful about that. So I remember last year in November when we had a new upcoming mayor, and I thought back to myself, Mandani is my colleague up in Queens, up in Albany. He is my colleague, was my colleague. So, and I remember a Zoom that he put a middle finger at a statue of Columbus in Columbus Circle. And I said, in our community, my community, we have the Jewish, we have the Italians, we have the Chinese. And I felt that the Italians were very quiet, not saying things about this upcoming mayor. So I formed this committee early this year. I tasked my staff to email blasts of prominent Italian leaders, and they all came together in January. I tasked them is to find a way how to remember and come up with a name, preserving Italian American, and how to celebrate that. So discussion with either a marble, either a plaque, but they decided a statue. So I supported that because that's from the community. And then we very quickly we had a design. I'm not sure if some of you have seen the design. And right now we're in the midst of raising money right now. We have a clay model right now, is being built right now. So I hope through this podcast you can help me is to raise money. That's where we are. And right now I have a cutout in right now it's Feast of Rosalia right now in 18th Avenue in Brooklyn, for those who are familiar in Bensonhurst. I'm sure, Andre, you know where that area is right now.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, so that's where we have, and I'll send you, Josephine, the link, and hopefully you can rebroadcast and repost this, and make this statue in reality. We're targeting October 11th this year, and it will be in John Hughes's area. I guess it's at Knights of Columbus at 18th Avenue, 13th Avenue, 86th Street and 13th Avenue.
Right.
Because we were trying to put it into to a park nearby 18th Avenue, but it's going to take at least 2 years, and it may not be approved the way the environment is. So private property, we have no issues. And I hope we can get that raised on October 11th. That's our target.
Okay, Assemblyman. So what we'll do is certainly all the information that we have, we'll send it out to all of our lists, plus the people that are on this call. A number of them represent a number of organizations. Hopefully they'll spread it around to the organizations, and we'll certainly see whatever we can do to promote this, because what you're doing, and especially because of who you are and connecting with the Italian American community, that's very important, and we won't forget that. And we'll do everything that we can to help. So thank you very much for being on the call tonight, and we'll certainly support your efforts in this, and you can count on all of us doing whatever we can to help out.
Well, thank you very much. And I'd like to see some, really, I need some volunteer. I need to have Italian kids to volunteer to do fundraising. Is at the cafe right now, the cutout of a Columbus statue, 7 foot tall, at Villa Bada, if I pronounce it correctly, Villa Abadi Cafe on 18th Avenue and 70th Street.
Right.
So
Okay,
we need Italian kids. I can get Chinese to volunteer, but it doesn't look right.
Understood. No, we appreciate that, and this certainly goes along with our goal of unity and not division. And we're glad that you're here, and we would welcome other people from the Chinese community to join with us, because they try to divide us, and we're not going to let them do that. We're going to work together to get together. So at this point, thank you for being on, Assemblyman. At this point, I want to turn it over to our representatives from the Native American Guardians Association, Becky, the president, and Eunice, one of the co-founders, and they're going to tell us about this new program that they're working on, which is very exciting. I know about it, and I want everybody here to learn about it. So I'll turn it over to you, Becky and Eunice.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. So my name is Becky, if I haven't met you yet. Welcome to our two new members. I'm excited to have you guys on this team. It's a growing team. We have very important work that we are trying to do together. I am the president of the Native American Guardian Association, so I'm going to do my part first. Um, I am also a parent liaison for the LSU football team because my son plays for LSU. And so LSU set that parent weekly meeting is on Tuesday nights at 7:30, and I'm in charge of it. So I'm going to do my part, wish y'all goodbye, and then Eunice will take over for questions. So for the Native American Guardian Association, our mission statement is to educate, not eradicate. And so what we have put together is called a Center of Excellence program. And so just to talk a little bit about what's involved with that. Um, so through partner school programs, NAGA, which is what we refer to ourselves as, NAGA will partner with schools or organizations that agree to use their platform. And their platform is to educate either their students or their communities about Native Americans. So there are steps that they will go through to get certified as a Center of Excellence for American Indian Remembrance and Education. So we're really excited. I live in Central Illinois, about 3 hours south of Chicago. One of the Chicago suburbs is called Minooka. And Minooka, they're the chiefs. So we are working with the Minooka Fire Department will be our first Center of Excellence, and we're super excited. I'm excited they're close enough to me. It's just about a little less than a 3 hour drive that once they complete their part of qualifying as a Center of Excellence, I'm actually going to drive up to Minooka and present their certificate um, to them at a special ceremony that we're going to host there. So there are two big parts that each school or organization is going to get when they apply to be a Center of Excellence. They're going to get a core question bank. I believe, I'm looking at it right now, I believe there's 16 questions that for their application to be a Center of Excellence, they have to go through and answer 16 questions that are specific about their region. So they have to find their region, and for a regional reference guide, Eunice has put together 9 different regions. So they find their region, they find the tribe that is specific to their location, and then when they find their tribe, they have some homework to do. They have to learn about that culture, their history, why their what their history is, but what is so important about them present day. They have to learn about their language, identify their customs and their traditions, so that through what their homework and filling out these core certification questions, then that is the education that they're going to provide to their communities specific to their location. So trying to think of what else. So their toolkit they receive are the bank of questions, and then how they find their regional tribe. But Eunice has also put together for them a certification requirement checklist. So whether you're a school, an organization, like for Minooka, a fire department, once they've completed their core question bank, and once they have verified their local tribal group, then we're going to have a written agreement in place between their group and NAGA, and we'll help put together a curriculum that will roll out either to that school or to that community. So let's see if there's something else. I had one more piece of information I want to talk about here. I got to get to the end of this. Okay, here it is. Eunice has put in here all kinds of guides for them to help them learn and answer those 16 questions. So we're not expecting, to make it super difficult for them. But once they have identified themselves as wanting to be a center of excellence with NAGA and they have answered their questions, they work through that checklist that I just mentioned. They submit their completed materials to NAGA for review. And then as a board, NAGA is going to come together and discuss their application and see if it's complete. Is there an area that they might be lacking? But once we approve them and they are one of our centers of excellence, they get the certificate and they're going to go on our website. They can, I know that Manuka Fire Department is going to post their certificate. They said in a very prominent area. It's something for these groups to be proud of, that they are going to help preserve Native American history and culture. And we're excited once we get this first one under our belt to really promote this Center of Excellence to a lot of different communities and just to watch it grow all across the United States. So that's in a nutshell, that's what our Center of Excellence program is. We were excited to tell our Italian friends about this is what we're doing now. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to have to leave in a few minutes, but I know Eunice is on here also to
But
help
just
me.
a quick one, Becky. So when you said organizations, so it's not strictly related to schools or government agencies or anything. So it really could be any organization that wanted to qualify as a center.
If any, yes, like Manuka, they're a fire department. I don't know, Eunice, do we have anyone else inquiring that's not a school?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Eunice Davidson. I'm a Dakota Sioux. I live in North Dakota. I'm an enrolled member of the Spirit Lake Tribe. My husband's with me. He's kind of a historian, so we work together quite a bit. So anyway, what was the question?
Do you have any others besides you for that?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Just like that, I forgot Becky's question. Sorry. Yeah, we have, okay, I've been with the organization. I'm one of the founders, but we started in 2014. The minute we start putting out our organization that we support these names and images, we want to preserve our history and our culture. And we started getting people in from all over. I mean, we even had a campground that had a name, an Indian name and image on it down in Texas. They contacted us. We worked with the Boy Scouts. We worked with
North Carolina.
Well, we worked with several hundred schools. So yeah, we have anybody. We'd love to see the Italians or friendship with you. Like Andre says, we're coming together for unity, not to divide with each other. And the reason that we started the Center of Excellence program here out just with schools a few years back. And then we started getting all these other organizations that wanted to join up with us, and they didn't know anything about Native Americans. So we start working with them. Well, anyway, the reason we did that was because all over the United States, especially up in New York, they wouldn't let the teachers teach about our history anymore. They were telling them they couldn't teach about it. And when the schools did try, and we talked to many of the superintendents, the principals from all over the nation, they were telling us that if they try to teach, certain Native Americans would come to their school and threaten them that they didn't know what they were talking about. They were going to haul them into court for, what do you call it? Anyway, for not knowing about the culture and trying to teach about it. So that was the opposition. And, it just breaks my heart that they don't realize that they're taking down our culture by going out and telling people that. So when we started hearing this all over the country, we decided that we're going to put some kind of a curriculum or something together to help any organization, any school. And that's how we came up with the Center of Excellence. But until just recently, I decided to come up with more of a program for the Center of Excellence. And the one Becky's talking about, she's going to be going to the fire department up in Manuka. We just talked to the chief up there. Anyway, what I asked him, I said, if you take this little test handout to you, we don't expect you to know anything, everything about the tribes in your area. That's where we come in. You answer as many as you can questions. And what we're going to do is we're going to write up something for them about the Indians in that area. And we know a lot of local people from many of the regions who can help us with questions, answers that people don't know about that tribe. Every tribe is different, and we all have kind of a personality. We have different different traditions and customs. So we can help with that and put it together. Well, Manuka, they want to put up a big plaque with a history of what we helped them write. A big, I don't know what you want to call it, a plaque, but to educate people when they walk into their fire department so they can read about the Indians in that area. And then we're going to give them a certification of excellence for their work. So for us, that's a big plus to have people start educating about our people in this country. We don't want to be forgotten about. Right now, we are the smallest minority in this country. And we are taking away our names and images is going to do that. It's going to, my husband always says, you take away the name and the name.
Take it from sight, and then from lips, and then it's forgotten from the mind.
Right. So that's kind of what's going on with us. And when my Aunt Andre partnered up in Pennsylvania, I had this in mind. I could see you guys your Italian people were going down the same road we were. People are trying to get rid of your statues, get rid of you. Nobody wanted to talk about you anymore. I mean, it's awful. I saw the comparison between the two of us. We really had something going on, the parallel between the two of us. So that's why we went ahead and did the Center of Excellence to start putting it out there to any organization, that wants to help and wants to help educate. We would do the same about Italians. We could start working with you. I know you have different groups in your area, just like with the Indians in this country. I come from the Dakota Sioux band. I have 4 bands in just in the Dakota Sioux. So, I don't know if people know that. A lot of people think we're all like the Dakota, Lakota, and Dakota. We're different. We're all different from each other, and that's our dialect of how we speak. So a lot of people don't realize that. They think that we're all just lumped together. Everybody else says, oh, you're a Lakota. And I go, no, I'm a Dakota. So anyway, but yeah, so I, Becky, just want to kind of put that out there to everybody. I sent Andre a whole copy of the Center of Excellence. I think it's like 19 pages or something that we worked on and put together. So if anybody wants it, you have my permission to go ahead and send it out to them. And we'll start working with whoever we can.
Oh, definitely, Eunice. We'll send that out in our follow-up email after the call, as we normally do. And I think this will be a good call to action for us.
Right.
2 call to actions, of course. We're going to talk about Assemblyman Chang's statue. And then secondly, we're going to do this. By the way, I did speak with Eunice in advance. So she actually knew, Assemblyman, that you were going to be on the call tonight. Yeah. So that was a secret that only Eunice knew about. Josephine told me and I told Eunice. So she was prepared for that. But certainly, I think that's a good call to action. I certainly will send it out to everyone. And candidly, if the Italian organization around the country can become a center of excellence, that's just another step in our process of being unified among people. Right. Rabbi, maybe there's something on your side. You want to help us with that as well? Because, what we have, for those that don't know, they're trying to eradicate the names like the Chiefs, the Indians, the Redskins, of course. And NAGA does not want to see that. They want those names and imagery preserved. And that's why we support them in that effort. So certainly, just like they support us in preserving Columbus and Columbus statues and Columbus Day, we want to work together in supporting each of our respective heritages and don't let people take away our history. And that goes for the Jewish community and the Chinese community too. So let's all try to work together. So does anybody at this point have any questions for Eunice?
I'd like to say one thing. This is Dave, her husband.
Wait a second, Dave. Hold on, Dave. I just want everybody to remember, because they know, Dave, that you went through that very serious operation. And so I'm just glad that you're on the call tonight and you're with us. And I think everybody's happy to hear you, David.
Oh, I'm doing well, considering it was the very first surgery I ever had in my life, 82 years old. But I'd like to give you a little history.
Sure.
2004, Eunice and I and the rest of the family went to New York for a visit. And one night evening, we went to a Little Italy, an Italian restaurant. And my wife is diabetic, and she had a low sugar attack. We had to go over to the Chinese side to get a candy bar for her. I thought you might like to hear that.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, I think Frank Cipolla had his hand up.
Yeah, I don't know how long the Assemblyman can stay with us, but I did want to ask the Assemblyman, how much money is there targeted? And so I'm going to mail a check out. But are you close? Are you halfway there? How close?
Assemblyman, the question is, what kind of money are you looking for, and have you raised some already? You're muted. You're muted. I think you might be on another call or something. All right, when we wait for him to get done, does anybody have any questions for Eunice or David about the Center of Excellence? Assemblyman, are you back with us? No, I think he's busy there.
He may not be able to hear us.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Anybody have any questions for NAGA? All right, then you explained it well, Eunice. Everybody understands. That's great.
And Andre, Josephine over here. I would love to see the 16 questions if we could get a copy.
Yeah. Okay. I'll discuss it with Eunice, and we'll figure out what we're going to send out after the meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
I have a question, Andre.
Yes,
Eunice.
please. Oh, where are you, Tommy? There you are. Okay, I got you.
I'm somewhere in the.
Yep, I see it. Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah. Hi, Eunice.
Hi, Tommy.
How you doing? Eunice, that's a great idea. And one of the things that came into my mind, I don't know where this is going in Massachusetts, but one of the symbols of our state flag is we have Chief Massasoit as an emblem on our flag, and they're now talking about changing the flag. They got 3 other samples, and I don't know where it's going, but of course they think the having a Native American, an Indian on our flag is somehow disrespectful to Native Americans of Massachusetts or whatever. But I see it just like we all been talking about. It's to honor them, and yet they're turning it into something that we've been fighting all along, as if it's some racist comment. And one person said he's half naked, and if you look at the thing, he's not half naked. He's fully clothed in buckskin. So the comments I hear are just always terrible. And there's also a sword above his head that has to do with one of the early settlers of Massachusetts, and it stands for something else, but it's a sword over his head. So they make all these types of comments that are all exaggerations. And I don't know if you're.
No, quello quando vuoi parlare.
I don't know if your Center of Excellence is something that I could bring to somebody's attention in the legislative that's trying to maybe stop this change of the flag. I just don't know where it is right now politically. There's so many other issues going on in Massachusetts, which is just it's a terrible place. I love living here for my family and friends are here, but I just hate the politics here.
Right.
And this is one example. You know what happened with Columbus here? They got rid of Columbus Day. They knocked the statue down. So it's just another example. So I wondered, would your Center of Excellence be something that would be a resource that I could point maybe somebody to?
Oh, absolutely, Tommy. You go ahead to whoever, because we want people to understand that, we're standing up and we're fighting to preserve our heritage. I mean, a lot of people don't understand when our heritage, our customs, our traditions are gone. We don't have another country to go back to find them.
True.
Right.
And where everybody else does.
We have a tribe, Indians of the Massasoit tribe, I think, or no, some Wampanoag tribe. Their leaders are they're awful. They would argue with you about these issues, and that'd be one of your challenge. Have you ever been in a debate with other Native Americans about these issues of taking symbols down, and they are supporting it, and you make a point that
we did with some people in Oxford, some Native Americans there a few of them, and but the ones we really fought up in Ohio and Oxford were actually white liberal women. Educators, and they actually told me if I was more educated, I wouldn't feel this way. So that is so stupid to tell somebody that. It's
but were they Indians too, or just white liberal?
Yeah, there were some Indians there, and they were just all, I don't know. I guess I didn't really understand what the heck they were talking about. But
all they had was talking points.
Yeah,
they couldn't point to one example to back them up. It was all talking points. And most of these talking points are created in universities by non-Indians.
Right.
Right.
Eunice, I got there's some people that are with us that are not on screen. They're on a phone call, and I got a text from somebody asking, will the information you give be for the tribes in their own local area?
Oh, yeah, definitely. If they
Okay.
want them, we definitely will give it to them.
Okay, because this person is actually in Pennsylvania. He said that, I don't know if it's a he or she, sorry, but he or she said they don't know about the tribes that are in their area. So they just want to see if you would then provide that information.
Oh, sure, definitely. But anybody that wants to learn or, is serious about it, even if they aren't, if they look at, I wish they look at the Center of Excellence program that we have.
Okay.
Very interesting.
This is Chief Tecumseh Brown Eagle. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Chief. Good
And
to see you.
yeah, you too. I have a pretty strong grip on some of the tribes
Okay.
in the region. So you can refer them to me and I can get them whatever information they have
Okay, great,
or
Chief.
they would
Thank you.
like to have.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Okay, anybody else have any other questions?
Andre, I think Assemblyman Lester wanted to answer the question. How
Oh,
much
sure.
more money does he need?
Sure. Okay, Assemblyman, the question came from Frank Sapola. Frank, if you want to repose that question for me?
Yes, Assemblyman, first of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm curious to know what is the target for what needs to be raised, so I know when I write a check that I'm helping out getting as close as possible. What's the overall sum?
Okay, so our main goals are 100,000 that include maintenance, but for shipping and for the final casting, because it's being done in Peru. So we raised close to 20, but we need about 30 more. 60, 65 is the real goal to get it done, because to get it up in New York. So we really need about 30,000, a little bit more than 30,000. So we're less than halfway there.
Is there enough time to do that between now and October 11th?
Well, I'll tell you this, I'm sticking my neck out. I'm guaranteeing it.
Okay.
That's how I put my skin in the game. I'm guaranteeing it.
You should be then Assemblyman Joe Namath. You're guaranteeing a win.
Yeah.
For the
But
sports.
that's why I'm a little bit disappointed that I thought there'd be more Italians will be out there, and they like a little bit hesitation on that. So what I did, I just on the chat, I just put a link to the website. You can go there and donate it, because we have series of milestone we need to get, because we get some initial deposit, put the casting, and then next we have to have money for shipping costs, which is about 10 grand to ship this up. And then we have to have some money for local shipping from the ports to New York, and then we have to have some money to put things together. That's what it costs that much.
We'll send the link out in our follow-up email after this, and we'll certainly put it on our social media and so forth. Assemblyman, it could just be that we need to get the word out. I don't know how much publicity you've done on it, but Frank Sapola actually is an expert in that area, and certainly, I don't think a lot of people know about this, so we got to get more people to know about it.
Yes, that's we're short on.
Lester, what about the Italian American Civil Rights Group that's right there in New York? They just made a large statement against the mayor about his discriminating the map. They even came to Boston for a feast and gave an award out. It's called the Italian Civil Rights Association.
IACRL, Italian American Civil Rights League.
Yeah, what's the gentleman's name? He's a DA, and he made a speech against the mayor for leaving out. He's well known.
That's Crespi.
Well, if
maybe you should contact them, because they are now trying to get on the news.
Now, this is something interesting. I have a person who's a businessman, a real estate businessman, and he reached out to various groups. Some of them were saying that until we get the 503c, then we'll have the check. We just had a 503c just about a month ago. And then we got another group that says, okay, we'll give you some money after the statue is built. So that's we're facing all these little hurdles on these groups.
Can I
And if
ask
they
a
really,
question?
yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
that's, I don't want to name any groups, but if they really want to put something, I want to see some skin in this game. I'm sticking my neck out to make sure that this be successful.
We appreciate that. We'll get the word out. I think Marissa had her hand up.
Yeah, I just have a question. How big is the statue that you're getting?
The statue total from bottom to up, 13 feet, 1-3.
Oh, okay. But you're doing a thing to stand it on. What do you call it?
Yes, the pedestal. Yes, the pedestal will be.
Thank you. Couldn't think of the pedestal. Yeah. So the actual statue is what, about 8 feet?
Yeah, close to 8 feet, 7 feet is the actual statue. We need to raise it high enough, so and also to prevent potential, vandalism too as well. So that's why we need to build some cushion as well.
Right, right. So, you already got a price on the statue?
It's been already set. We already have a clay model and it's being cast right now. So there's series of money you have to send to the to the sculpture to do this.
Only because I've already checked into it and I'm doing the same thing. And I was just curious. We're getting I think a 7 foot, and then we're going to add a pedestal ourselves.
Marissa's in Glen Cove, New York. She's in Glen Cove, New York.
Glen Cove, okay.
Dr. Mary Kovac. Dr. Mary, you had a question. If you could come on.
Just a comment. So in Cincinnati, the she-wolf statue that we had donated from Italy was actually stolen. They basically chopped off the legs and took the statue. We think it was just like a black market deal. We didn't think it was a hate crime, but we still looked into it. Long story short, they never found the statue, but we found the original producer in Italy, and he had the same mold. So we had a replica made, and we had it shipped over, and this was probably 2 or 3 years ago. I found the article on Wikipedia if you want to look. If you're interested, I'm happy to connect you with the people that kind of ran the show if you want to talk about lessons learned, just to make sure you're good, because it'll come from a foreign country. It seems like it's the same size. Sounds like a similar scenario. So
I wonder how much that cost. I mean, just the shipping cost is 10 grand at least.
No,
it was substantial. I know that. I don't remember the details, but it was.
Ours wasn't even close to 10 grand. Much less than that.
So, I just formed that committee. They do all the all the biddings and all that. So, I prefer that let that group take the lead, and all I just do is plant the seeds and promote it, and I'm putting my neck on the line to guarantee it to succeed.
Okay. Well, we got to see what we can do to help the Assemblyman, definitely.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, Rabbi, did you now that the presentation was done, if you want to come back on and just give us a little more information about the podcast?
Yeah, thanks so much, Andre. So my podcast deals with issues about anti-Semitism, about Judeo-Christian civilization. I have a lot of Christian leaders on, and I've had people from around the world, whether it's Douglas Murray. Some of you know about the work of Douglas Murray.
Yes.
Ayan Hersey Ali, Alan Dershowitz. Many famous people have been on my podcast because we're all concerned, I think, about the same thing, which is really the threat. I mean, Andre, I don't know how political I can get here. I'm saying a little neutral, but
yeah, we don't get very political, but we know what you're talking about.
So you know what I'm talking about. It's the Red Green Alliance. I think it threatens our civilization right now. I think it's a threat not just in New York, but it's around the country. And I think what we're experiencing in New York is something which the whole country is dealing with right now. And don't take it lightly. It's extremely serious. It's highly motivated, and it's they're very well organized. So I think it's something everybody has to be alert about and make the right political decisions to defend ourselves. Because I think the way of life that I grew up in America, I was born in '66 in the Bronx, and I'm looking at a very different country right now. About 60 years later, I'm sure some of you understand that as well. So I think it's something we have to fight for and get our children to understand about the real dangers we're facing. It's not just a little bit of a political discussion. It's a whole taking over of how we've lived. So I think people have to unite together to fighting this together. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here, Rabbi, is, as I said, unity and not division, because as you know, over history, the way that people were conquered were dividing people against themselves. And that's what we're avoiding here, is we're trying to unify. So we're glad that you're on. We're glad that the Assemblyman's on. And of course, we've had this alliance now between the Italian American organizations across the country and the Native American Guardians Association, which started this back in 2024. In fact, it was Tommy DeMagello that started the first contact with the NAGA, and now we've progressed with having this every month, except for December. We take a break in December. So we've had it every month, and we've had a number of call to actions, and we invite you to be involved with us and the Assemblyman to be involved with us, and we'll continue to work on this. At this point, normally, if we could just go around, I want everybody, if they can, just as we normally do, I'd like everybody to just introduce themselves, say their name, where they're located, and what organization they represent. If you don't have an organization, that's okay. Just say your name and and where you're located. I'm going to ask you, as I see you on my screen, it may not be the same as on your screen. So we'll start with Charles Lombardo. You have to unmute. You're muted. Charles, you're muted. You have to unmute.
I'm okay. Charles Lombardo, Garden, New Jersey, the president of the Greater Westfield Chamber.
Okay, thank you. James Benassi.
I'm Jim Benassi. I'm the president of the Italian American Association of Louisville, Kentucky.
Thanks, James. Josephine.
Josephine Mayetta, President, Association of Italian American Educators, and producer and radio host of Sabado Italiano on WRHU Hofstra University on Long Island, and board member of One Voice Coalition. But I want to say thank you to Assemblyman Lester, though. Thank you for coming in today.
Well, thank you, Josephine, for making the connection. We appreciate that. Thank you. Marianne, you're up.
Marianne Schick, Commission for Social Justice, Order Sons and Daughters of Italy, Vigiano Lodge, Long Island, New York.
Thank you. Miriam? Oh, we don't hear you, Miriam.
Oh.
Okay,
Miriam
you're on.
Trippo with from Woodbridge, New Jersey, affiliated with Unicom, Greater Westfield Unicom.
Thank you. Dr. Ann?
Hi, everyone. I'm also a member of the One Voice board. I am also from the Greater Westfield chapter, New Jersey, and past national president of Unico. So welcome, everyone. It's a great program tonight.
Very good.
Richard Esposito?
Hi, everyone. Richard Esposito, Greater Westfield, New Jersey, Unico chapter.
Thank you. And Tommy, you didn't mention it, but when you introduce yourselves, tell everybody about the museum real quick.
Oh, geez. Well, we're very proud to say that the North End of Boston now has its first museum ever of telling the 400 years history of this iconic neighborhood. Many people know it as to be a Little Italy because it's been that way for 120 years, but it's incredible history going back to 1630. And we've now been open for 5 weeks, Andre, and getting great receptions. Many people coming. The response has been wonderful. It's been a journey, I'll tell you. That's why I've missed some of the past calls to get this over the finish line, but it's been a mission of mine for 7 years, and started this project about 14 months ago and completed it, and we're up and running. And I hope that some of you, when you come to Boston, you have a chance to come visit it and have the opportunity to experience what I think will be a true jewel of the North End.
Well, congratulations, Tommy. Maybe we should have a class trip up to your museum. So
yeah, we should.
Yes.
Okay, Frank Spola.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Frank Cipolla. I spent 38 years as a radio and television reporter and anchor in New York City. My company contacts media, assist the Italian American One Voice Coalition, and reaching out, broadcast interviews and so on for Andre and the Italian American One Voice Coalition. Also want to thank Assemblyman Chang and the Rabbi for joining us this evening.
Thanks, Frank. Anthony Benjavanga.
Yes, I'm Anthony Benjavanga. I live in Greenbrook, New Jersey. I'm a past national president of Unico National and a member of the Greater Westfield chapter. And I'm also on the board of directors of Italian American One Voice.
Thanks, Anthony. Jerry?
Jerry Carleo, chairman of the Colorado Italian American Foundation, and appreciate the guests being on the call tonight. Thank you very much.
And as everybody knows, I sent out a follow-up email from Jerry regarding the new Heritage compendium that they're putting together there. So make sure everybody gets involved with that. I sent the information out. If you don't have it, let me know and I'll resend it to you. So Jerry, thanks for doing that. It's starting to look very good.
Thanks.
Okay, Joanne, you're on. Joanna? Yep, you're on.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna Barbola, originally New Yorker, now living in Sarasota, Florida. I'm part of the Gulf Coast Italian American Society here in Florida. I'm also part of One Voice, and I'm a member of the Italian American Civil Rights League.
Thank you. Marissa, you're up.
Hi, Marissa Gambino. I'm past president of Loggia Glen Cove, or Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. I was chairperson for the District 2 President's Council, liaison for the Commission for Social Justice for our area, liaison to Long Island Columbus Day Parade. I was also in the Eisenhower Park Italian Night Committee and Gifted of Sight Committee. And right now I'm a deputy to the John Michael Marino Lodge in Port Washington.
Thank you. Chief Brown Eagle.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Chief Tecumseh Brown Eagle of the Erie Indian Mound Builders Tribal Nation. We've traced our lineage and our area to the mounds, and we've matched the people to the area and the mounds. And I'm former United States karate team heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And traveled different places, South America, Europe, Africa, in the Middle East. And I studied at the synagogue here under the late Rabbi Leonard Lefshin for 5 years. So he taught me Hebrew and the prayers and different things. So I'm able to see the correlation between the different groups and the commonality. And that's why at the end of our prayers, we say all of our relations, meaning that we're all related.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Okay, Frank Lorenzo.
Hi, everybody. This is Frank Lorenzo, Vice President, Italian American One Voice Coalition. I want to thank the Rabbi and Assemblyman Chang for coming on the call tonight. I am from everyone's favorite New York City borough, Staten Island, New York.
Very good. Okay, Michael Della Monica. You're muted, Michael. Okay. Oh, you were unmuted for a second, Michael.
Are we here?
There you are.
Hi, nice to be here. Nice to hear you guys talk about a common problem. I'm on vacation right now in
Good.
just outside of Naples. I'll be coming back.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Beautiful.
I'll be coming back in this Saturday.
Is that
I'm a member of the Giovanni Caboto Lodge in Belmore, New York.
Very good, Michael. Enjoy the trip.
Michael, is
Yes.
that Naples, Florida or Naples, Italy?
Yeah, it's very hot here. Very hot.
Naples, Florida or Naples, Italy? It's hot here too.
Naples, Italy.
All right. Okay. Just check.
Right. Dr. Mary?
Yeah.
Good
It is
evening.
said, if I may,
Oh, yes, go ahead.
it is said that we were in Pompeii and there is people from the University of California studying at the expenses of I don't know who. I guess the government studying languages, studying artifacts from other countries when the history of the indigenous people in America has been, how do you say, not taken care of, not studied, not taught in the American schools.
Really?
And it is very, very sad. And I told the people that were digging over there, digging, studying the artifacts of Pompeii, that it is said that our government does not put enough, more emphasis staying home staying home and studying the history of the true Native Americans.
Very interesting.
So as Italian Americans, we should always push not only for our rights, but also for the past of the true Americans, that they've been here for tens of thousands of years, and also they are not part of our political system. It is I see it almost as ridiculous.
Oh, Michael, if you could get me some information on that, that's very interesting. I'd like to share that with NAGA.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Mary now.
Good evening. I am the National Vice President for the Commission for Social Justice under the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America.
Thank you. And a published author. So,
yeah.
George Nevis, you're up.
George Neves. I'm the Grand Knight of the St. Thomas the Apostle Knights of Columbus in West Hempstead, New York.
Thank you. Kevin Todd. You have to unmute, Kevin. Okay. One more chance. Kevin, you there? All right. Next up, Frank Ferraro. You're unmuted. Go ahead, Frank. No? All right. Let's see. Robert Tart. Robert, you have to unmute. Okay, Robert can't hear us. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody on the screen. People that are on the phone, I can't see you. I just see your telephone number, so I'm not going to be calling on you. As we normally do, there'll be a follow-up email regarding the items that we discussed tonight on the call. We'll have the different links and so forth. We'll have the link for donating for Assemblyman Chang's statue. I'll give you the link for Rabbi Schonbuch's podcast that you should all watch. I watched one just today that I saw that you put up, which was very interesting. And fortunately, I forgot the woman's name, Rabbi, but that was a great interview. I urge everybody to try to catch up on some of these podcasts. And then on top of that, oh, there you are. Oh, so Frank Ferraro said, President, Friends of Italian Americans, New Hampshire. So he wasn't able to get on, but I just announced what he is. So thanks, Frank. Okay. And then, of course, we're going to have additional things coming up. Of course, October's coming up, which is the Italian American Heritage Month. And that's followed by right after that, fortunately, with Native American Heritage Month. So we're united not only on these calls, but united on the calendar as well. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Because we're coming up.
Yes, Andre, could I just say, I'm also
Sure.
a member of the Italian Heritage and Culture Month Committee. And this year, the theme for the month of October is Luigi Del Bianco, who happens to be the main carver on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
And I think I heard that someone is from near Mount Rushmore, North Dakota, South Dakota. I would love if she would take a picture by the mountains and send it to me so we could publish in the journal, in the magazine that we publish every year. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Someone mentioned she's from North Dakota or South Dakota.
Eunice, you're not near there, are you, Eunice?
From where? From the South Dakota? From what part of South Dakota?
No, she's talking about where the
Eureka, what was it? Eureka Davidson. She's from North Dakota, I think.
Yeah. She's talking about Mount Rushmore, Eunice.
Mount Rushmore. If she could take a picture there to Mount Rushmore, we could publish in the magazine that we publish every year.
We've been there several times. We've seen that Mount Rushmore, and we've seen.
So you probably have a picture already that you can send to me.
Yeah,
I would love it.
Andre, you know Lou, who's the grandson of the chief carver.
Yes.
Of the maybe he can speak at an upcoming, or maybe you can make the connection.
That's a great idea. In fact, several years ago, I had Lou Del Bianco, the grandson, actually come to a Unico meeting and make the presentation. So he's very interesting, and he goes around the country presenting about his grandfather.
Yes, we actually. The Italian Heritage actually honored him on July 1st. We had a big event at the Columbus Citizen Foundation. And Louis De Bianco is very often a guest on my radio show, Sabato Italiano at Hofstra University. Sometimes he's the president here during President's Week. He's very often my guest. and during the year is my guest too. So he's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yep.
Nice to have him.
Lou DiBianco, he spoke several years ago with one of our organizations, and I talked to him personally. And I don't know if you realize this, but his grandfather had personal relationships with the Native Indians.
Yes, correct.
And I always encouraged him to try to establish a connection to the relatives. And I bet you NAGA could help him because he was really, Andre, reticent to do so. But I bet you if NAGA talked to him, he might change his thoughts about that. And one other thing I want to share with you is, Lester, I have a connection with the American Asian group in Boston, Chinatown. Is that something that you're interested in having any relationship with? Because I often think that you folks should have some national connections with each other too, with all the Chinatowns and communities that there are throughout the country. I think we're the third largest in Boston.
Third largest? Well, San Francisco and LA is probably larger.
But we're third or fourth or something like that. But it's pretty well established. Is that something you want to be connected to? That's what I'm asking.
I don't mind is to reach out because many of them, the Boston, come from New York or a generation before come from New York. Then they migrate to Boston and spread out to different parts. But New York and as well as LA, San Francisco are probably the oldest Chinese immigrants in terms of generations. But I don't mind meeting out in Boston, yes.
Okay, great. Dr. Ann, you had your hand up?
Just that One Voice is going to be represented at the New Jersey Italian Heritage Commission at Rutgers University on October 24th, and everyone is welcome.
Yeah, that's a free event. I urge everybody, if you can make it there, it's a nice event. Dr. Ann takes care of having our presentation there, a table, but there's a lot of good speakers. And so what is the theme this year? I think it's important.
The theme, let me just see if I remember what the theme is. Hold on one second. I think I have it here. The theme is celebrating the 250th anniversary of American independence, the Italian influence and legacy.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're coming right up on
What is the nickname of the American flag for the 200? What is the nickname of the American flag?
Ralph.
Old Glory.
Old Glory.
Very good. Great job. Great job. Brava, Marisa, brava.
All right, and as you know, I try to keep us to 1 hour, and we're just about there. So I want to thank everybody for being on our August Solidarity session. Let's continue to work towards unity and not division. We appreciate our guests that are here tonight. We appreciate NAGA for making the presentation, and we look forward to seeing everybody on the next call. And everybody, please be safe and enjoy the rest of the week.
Wait, 1 second.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andre. Happy
birthday to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy
care,
birthday.
Thank
you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Thanks,
Good night, everyone.
Chang, thank you so much.
Bye.
Ciao. Great job, Andre. Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you, Andre.
That was beautiful.
Take care.
Thank you.